am an art crusader. I think that the world needs to make more of it. I make a lot of art, but if I really want to flourish personally and professionally, it takes more than just paint. Surely artists need math. We have to track our oodles of money. But it also shows up at our easel in elements of composition. Science is everywhere. History is invaluable in studying the masters that came before us or simply trying to understand the nature of humanity. I have to integrate art and science and math in my life every day. And in the same way, those that are geared toward more predictable and structured endeavors need to add a little art and imagination in their life every day. And it's not difficult. I mean, singing in the shower counts. Daydreaming counts. Dancing in your living room counts. But you got to take it outside every once in a while. Because it's not just good for you, it's good for the entire community. People who exercise their imaginations don't operate from a fear of diversity. They have a genuine appreciation. They choose discovery over conquer and beauty over battle. They also know that the real power of art doesn't lie in its decorative nature. It is not the icing on the cake. It is what inspires you to create the recipe in the first place. I was living in San Francisco in the early 90s, and budgets for arts education were being slashed, and arts, first thing to go. I dreamt of producing an event that was hands-on and interactive. I went to every networking meeting I could find, and I talked to anybody that would listen to me about this idea that I had. I got an ice cream company to sponsor the event. They gave us a ton of ice cream and hardly any money. I had rallied a team of artists from all over the city to set up working studios for a week. And now I had to explain to them that the budget to get it all done was $200 each, and all the ice cream they could eat. We all figured out a way to make it happen, and these kids from the deep inner city of San Francisco got to come in and paint and sculpt and make masks and drum drums and make paper and do all kinds of cool things. We gave them the lay of the land and permission to explore. And for a lot of these kids, it was the first time they ever had the opportunity to just set their inner creative soul free for a day. And they really liked it. One of the teachers explained her experience of putting 40 hard city kids on a public bus to get them to an event on the other side of the city. She said the hardness of these kids intimidated riders all along the way. And she could feel the tension as passengers stepped up onto the bus. The further they got from the projects, the higher that level of tension rose. The ride home was completely different. They were singing and silly and joking. Their laughter was so exuberant that they were cracking up the passengers all the way home. They were filled with this power of art. They got to explore and express and be powerful creators, and it changed the way they interacted with the world around them and the way that that world reacted to them. It gave rise to peace. This event gave rise to something else that I had not considered. I ran the painting section on $200. I couldn't afford brushes, so I bought one big canvas and cheap acrylic paint. And I created my first piece of collaborative finger painting art. I called it a finger smear. Since that time, I've had over 100,000 people stick their fingers in paint to be part of this collaborative finger smear work. That need to innovate, the need to find an alternative solution, gave birth to this career of finger painting and events all over the world. 2007, I was invited to be the resident artist at the Alta Elementary School in Wyoming. I was challenged to create an arts curriculum that was good enough to win a state grant. The theme that year was recycling. But what I really wanted to do was inspire peace. School said, okay. And together we crafted a proposal that would involve an art exchange between 7 sister schools around the world. Throughout the year, all the kids would work to create a piece of art that was about themselves, but they would also learn throughout the year to learn about their sister schools' culture and their country and their food and their music. And then they would all exchange paintings and poetry. We won the grant. We didn't give them what they asked for. We gave them something that we imagined would be better. And we got it. The school ended with a year-end performance of art and poetry and song and dance from all over the world. And I sat in the back room, the back row of their year-end performance. And I watched their happy, worldly little faces. And I thought, wow, wow, let's recycle that. Could I take it on the road? Yes. Could I use a finger smear to empower and connect girls all over the world? We work through existing organizations, but all the girls participate in this one finger smear that goes from place to place to place. But they also create a piece of art that's all about themselves. We call it a super self-portrait. It's based on a conversation about community and their place in it and their thoughts about it. They are inspiring and imaginative, and they have plenty to say. It's an ongoing project, and we've been able to produce it in 19 locations around the world so far. My eyes have been opened to places where girls are too often expected to have sex for any minor advancement or a mere piece of soap. Places where access to medical care is non-existent. Places where husbands mutilate their wives for baseless fears of infidelity, and the authorities turn their heads. Many of these hardships are amplified by widespread alcoholism because homemade booze is a cheap opiate. But man, it makes a poor community infinitely more hopeless, and for young girls, more dangerous. Faced with these kinds of obstacles, I would sometimes ask myself, can art really change any of this? But I did it anyway because I believed that it could. And I keep doing it because I have seen that to be able to speak and share and make bold statements about your own power, and to do it around a tangible piece of art that will remind you again and again of that power, and that possibility holds value. I have seen shy girls find their voice and lead their peers to action. I've seen girls imagine that they could bring some kind of medical care to their community and then graduate nursing school at the top of their class. I've seen communities ravaged by natural disaster take broken bits of rubble and create the most amazing mosaic murals that now define the flavor of their town and draw tourism dollars from all over the world. Art is that powerful, but it's powerfully neutral. It amplifies the nature and the intent of its creator, and many use it to influence the masses for the sake of politics and profit. We are driven by the power of that art, and it's used to influence the way we think and act and dress and buy. And if we're not aware of this manipulation, it's very easy to become frustrated and disillusioned. And that frustration can turn toward anger and aggression, or equally as destructive, malaise and indifference. It's important that we understand how to communicate from this place on the inside, because practicing the arts, the introspection, the exploration, the expression, the state you enter when you create is ancient and hardwired, and to be in it is transformative. It's important that we understand that place and how to communicate from this place that starts on the inside and is given out, rather than operating from a place where we only have market-driven content continually pushed in. Because this place on the inside, where we nurture and develop all the things that keep us connected and happy and healthy. I wanted to find a way to help people reach this place on the inside. I dreamt of the digital evolution of a finger smear. I knew I didn't actually have the money to build it, but I imagined that I would figure it out somehow. I proposed the concept to a software developer, and he liked the idea, and he liked the challenges that it presented to him. And together we created a web-based application that allows hundreds of people, or thousands of people, to participate in one piece of art from the same room or from the other side of the world. It's still in its infancy, and we're imagining how we can use it to create a better world. We took this new twist on an old master Cezanne to benefit a community food bank. We helped an education association bring teachers together around social justice issues. We helped an ocean conservation organization inspire conversations about sea turtles. We had some fun with you, bringing the brilliant minds of this learning institution together to inspire idea generation. But what else? Could we create templates about peace and the environment and have people from every country in the world touch it? Could we make it easy for people to create templates using their own photographs and invite their friends and their family to help them celebrate or heal or mourn? Can we create historical templates? Would it help patients with dementia open new pathways through visual art? I don't know, but I want to find out, because even in this crazy world, I believe that beauty and goodness wins. I believe that art has the power to bring peace to people and to nations. But it too, like war, requires practice and planning and action. Let the arts stretch your imagination, and you will quickly find that your current view of the world expands. Colors become more vibrant, sounds become more sweet, your entire sensory perception of living becomes more rich. Thoughts and ideas, creative solutions, conceptual thinking, vision becomes more fluid. Harmony happens inside and out. I believe that art prevents war. I do. But that doesn't mean we don't have to fight for it. So go fight for it in the most peaceful and powerful way possible. Sing in your shower, dance in your living room, and finger paint. Thank you.